All right, we're live here for TYT Politics and the Young Turks. I'm Nomi Konst, live at the Phoenix DNC Forum, and we've just run into a new candidate for DNC chair. What's your name?
Samuel Ronan.
And where are you from?
I'm from Ohio, living out of Warren County right now.
And you decided to run for DNC chair. Why is that?
Well, I've seen that there's a problem going on with the inclusivity and the lack of, shall we say, confidence in the Democratic Party. My concern is that the Democratic Party becomes too fragmented with Bernie-crats and millennials versus old guard Democrats versus what have you. What we lack is that whole common ground, that coming together, that central belief that ties us together, which we all have. Whether you're old guard Democrat, whether you're a new Bernie-crat, whether you're an independent sitting on your couch listening to this thinking, who is this guy? It doesn't matter. We all want the same thing. We want to be able to work and not have to deal with government handouts. We want to be able to go to school and not be in debt for the rest of our lives. We want to go to the hospital, take care of our ills, or do the pre-screening stuff, make sure we don't get sick. All we want is to be able to live our lives. And that's not going to happen with the Republican-controlled government at Congress level, the executive level, and the judicial branch.
So I hear you on that, but logistically, I mean, the DNC chair position, it's not running for office. It is someone who has to understand the functions of the party, know what it takes to run candidates, change the model of Democratic Party. What, in your experience, gives you the tools to be able to go out there and recruit new candidates and not have them rely on the old traditional ways of running for office?
Absolutely. So I was a candidate myself. I ran for state representative. I was also in the military for 5.5 years active duty, been a reservist since then. My military experience, I believe, is what I would rely heavily on. We have a solid understanding of chain of command, authority, and rank structure. And I think that's kind of the issue. There is no upward communication or downward communication. County parties are their own entity. State parties are their own entity. The DNC is its own entity. Do they have the same label? Yes. Do they work together in principle? Yes. But is there true upward and downward communication, or lateral communication for that matter? In my experience, that hasn't been the case. Now, with the military, it's very simple. You're an E4, you're better or more in charge, you have more understanding, more knowledge than E3s, E2s, and E1s. Well, there is none of that in the politics in our party. Okay, so there's a county chair. Cool, I can talk to them. But do they have all the information? Do they even know where to go for that information? When I wanted to find out about this, the DNC Future Forum, it took me 5 tries contacting the state level party to even get a hold of anybody who knew anything about this. That to me is a problem.
How did you declare?
I declared online. I announced on my blog and my website. I also contacted the DNC, apparently not nearly as effectively as I would have liked. The only contact is generic. For instance, if I wanted to contact the secretary, I have to go through the one hard line and then get bumped around until somebody shows up, or I get stuck with an answering machine. I can't even rely on my state party because, again, it took me 5 tries to go there. So the announcing part should have been as simple as picking up the phone and saying, hey, check out my website, or hey, my name is, and I want to run for this position. There is none of that. You have to go through the hoops. You have to go through all the red tape. Or if you're fortunate enough to be Keith, who already are within the structure, or all they have to do is go on, call NBC or CNN and say, hey, I'm putting my name in the hat. If you're just me or you or some other person, you have to jump through all these hoops, and you don't even know what hoops you need to jump through. I had to go through my county chair, who made several different calls on her behalf before she could even get back to me to say, try this one.
So is your county party supporting you?
Actually, no.
Why is that?
Because just like with any organization, they believe that you need to work your way from the bottom up. And I agree. I concur. I'm not saying that I'm better than Keith and that I have all the answers. I am saying I'm trying to prove them wrong. I'm trying to show that millennials, Bernie-crats, outsiders, they can get involved and they can make a difference.